My friends, today's update is one you can't afford to miss. Starting tomorrow morning, thousands of Australians will wake up to one of the most important pension changes we've seen in years. Centrelink has confirmed three major updates that directly affect age pensioners, disability support pension recipients, and carers. These aren't just small adjustments. They will shape how much money arrives in your account when it arrives and who qualifies for the new boosts. So please, stay with me right until the end because every sentence in this video could make a real difference in your monthly income. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell because I bring you the latest verified information about Centrelink payments, pension increases, and senior benefits. One click of that button ensures you'll never miss a major update again, especially when new payments begin just a day away. Now let's talk about what's happening and why this moment matters so much. Across Australia, countless seniors have been struggling to keep up with the rising cost of food, electricity, rent, and medical expenses. For many, the fortnightly Centrelink deposit is not just a number. It's the only thing keeping the lights on and the fridge full. You've worked your whole life, paid your taxes, raised families, and contributed to the country. Yet over the past few years, inflation and living costs have climbed faster than pensions could follow. That's why today's announcement is more than just another update. It's a lifeline, a small but meaningful step to help older Australians breathe a little easier. The government, through Services Australia and Centrelink, has confirmed that new payment rules and rate adjustments will take effect from tomorrow morning, affecting nearly every pensioner and senior payment category. This means your next deposit could look different, in some cases significantly higher, depending on which category you belong to and whether you qualify for the new supplements. To make it simple, Centrelink's adjustments are part of three major reforms that roll out simultaneously. These include an increase in base pension rates due to the automatic indexation that reflects cost of living changes, new income and asset thresholds, allowing more Australians to qualify for full or part payments, a targeted supplement payment designed to support those facing extra pressure from rising essential costs, including energy, rent, and healthcare. While each of these might sound technical, they are designed to work together to provide more fairness, stability, and financial breathing space. Let's go step by step so you can clearly understand what's changing, how it affects you, and what you might expect in your next payment cycle. The first change, and the one most seniors are already celebrating, is the base rate increase. This increase applies to the age pension, disability support pension, and carer payment. The new indexed rates are calculated based on both the Consumer Price Index, CPI, and the Pensioner and Beneficiary Living Cost Index, PBLCI, two measurements that track how everyday prices move for essential goods and services. The government uses whichever index gives the higher adjustment, ensuring pensioners don't lose ground to inflation. This time, CPI was significantly higher, mainly driven by rising food, fuel, and housing costs. As a result, the pension increase is one of the strongest we've seen in recent years. Single pensioners will see their maximum fortnightly base rate rise from around $1,116 to approximately $1,144, meaning an extra $28 every 2 weeks, or $728 per year. Couples, combined, will move from $1,682 to around $1,724 per fortnight, adding roughly $1,092 per year. It might sound small, but for many households, that's the difference between cutting back and keeping up, between worry and relief. And for pensioners living alone, every extra dollar matters, especially when bills keep climbing. The second change beginning tomorrow is a major one for eligibility. Many older Australians have been disqualified from receiving age pension or part pension simply because their modest savings or part-time income pushed them over the limit. Recognizing this unfairness, the government has lifted both the income test and asset test thresholds. That means more seniors will now qualify for some level of Centrelink support, even if they were previously excluded. The income threshold for a full single pension increases from $204 to $226 per fortnight, while couples' thresholds increase proportionally. For the part pension, the cutoff limits have been adjusted upward, allowing more people with part-time work or modest investments to retain part of their payments. Similarly, the asset limits have increased by around $12,000 for singles and $18,000 for couples, depending on whether you're a homeowner or renter. These new limits are designed to reflect modern living costs and housing values, which have risen dramatically in recent years. This means that even if you've been rejected by Centrelink before, it might be worth applying again starting tomorrow, as these new limits could bring you back into the system. The third and perhaps most anticipated change is the new targeted supplement. This is a temporary but renewable support payment for low-income pensioners who face the heaviest cost of living burdens. It's not a bonus like the old one-off energy relief payments. This is an ongoing supplement designed to bridge the gap between official pension adjustments and the real-world rise in expenses. Depending on your situation, this supplement could range from $20 to $50 per fortnight, automatically added to your existing pension. For example, seniors paying rent may receive the higher end of this range. Those living alone or who rely solely on Centrelink with no other income may qualify automatically. Those already receiving energy or concession support may still receive this as an additional amount. The key point here is you don't have to apply separately. It will be processed automatically by Centrelink's system if your records show that you qualify. For some recipients, that means an extra $100 per month starting immediately with the next payment run. I know that for many of you watching this, even these small increases can feel like the difference between relief and despair. You've been patient through months of uncertainty, waiting for something tangible. This is the government's recognition that seniors deserve not just respect in words, but real practical support in your wallets. So please, if you've been struggling, check your MyGov or Centrelink account tomorrow morning. Make sure your details are updated, your bank account information is correct, and your payment category is accurate. These simple checks can ensure you don't face any delays when the new payments begin processing. Stay with me. More details ahead. We're only getting started because in the next part, I'll go deeper into the exact payment schedule for each pension type, how Centrelink will roll out these new amounts, what to expect in your bank account starting tomorrow morning, and how these changes tie into the next major indexation update coming in March 2026. So don't go anywhere, because understanding how these changes fit into the bigger picture will help you plan your finances better and make sure you get every cent you're entitled to. All right, let's continue. Now that you know about the three major changes, the base rate increase, the new eligibility thresholds, and the targeted supplement, let's break down exactly how these will roll out and what you should expect to see in your bank account starting tomorrow morning. Centrelink's payment system works on a fortnightly cycle, and the new rates are automatically adjusted in their system based on the day your benefit is due. This means you don't have to reapply, call, or confirm anything if you're already receiving payments. If your next scheduled payment date falls tomorrow or later, then you're part of the first batch of Australians to receive the updated amount. The payment adjustment is automatic, and you'll notice the difference reflected in your MyGov portal under Payment and Services before the funds even hit your account. Typically, funds are transferred overnight, meaning most recipients will see the new rate by early morning, depending on your bank's processing speed. For many, this will be the first increase under the new cost of living framework, marking the start of what's expected to be a more frequent, fair, and inflation-responsive payment system. The rollout begins in 3 stages over the coming week. Age pension recipients with payment dates aligned to November 1st will receive the first upgraded amounts. This includes both singles and couples who are paid under the standard cycle. By the weekend, disability support pension and carer payment recipients will see their new rates reflected. Centrelink confirmed that adjustments to supplements and concessions will follow automatically without delay. Those receiving payments through special arrangements, such as partner-linked or shared payments, will see updates gradually as Centrelink finalizes all recalculations. So, if your payment doesn't show up immediately on day 1, don't panic. By the end of the week, every eligible pensioner should have received the new amount. Let's take a moment to understand why these adjustments are so crucial, not just for seniors, but for the future of Australia's entire pension system. Over the last few years, the cost of living has climbed dramatically. Groceries that once cost $80 now cost over $120. Power bills, rents, and medical costs have surged. Even small luxuries like visiting family or going out for coffee have become harder for those living on fixed incomes. The pension system, designed decades ago, was struggling to keep up with the pace of inflation. That's why the government introduced this automatic cost adjustment model, ensuring pension rates and thresholds are recalibrated more frequently based on real economic data, rather than waiting for large, infrequent hikes. This new structure is meant to protect pensioners from falling behind, even as market prices fluctuate every few months. It also aligns Australia's pension model closer to what other developed countries are using, a responsive index system that automatically adjusts to living costs. The real impact on seniors. For a typical single pensioner, an increase of around $28 per fortnight might not sound like much at first, but let's put that in real terms. That's an extra $728 per year, enough to cover multiple electricity bills or several grocery trips. For couples, the combined increase of $42 per fortnight adds up to over $1,000 per year, easing household pressure. For those also qualifying for the new targeted supplement, the total annual boost could exceed $1,500 to $2,000, depending on individual circumstances. In essence, the combined changes are designed to bridge the gap between pension income and rising expenses, while ensuring no one is left out due to old thresholds or outdated eligibility rules. A word on energy and rent assistance. Another key area being quietly upgraded behind the scenes is energy supplement and rent assistance. Centrelink's system will now automatically reassess who qualifies for these based on the new income and asset limits. If you previously missed out on rent assistance because your total pension or income exceeded the limit, you might now be eligible again. Similarly, the energy supplement, which provides extra relief for electricity and heating costs, is being reactivated for thousands of pensioners who were dropped from eligibility earlier this year. The goal here is to ensure fairness, especially for low-income pensioners who spend a higher share of their income on utilities. So if you've been struggling with power bills, this change could mean a small but steady difference in your fortnightly total. If any of these have changed recently, for example, you started renting, changed your address, or had a change in your bank interest or part-time job, then it's important to log into MyGov and update your details as soon as possible. Why? Because if the information is outdated, Centrelink might still calculate your payment based on older data, and that could delay your eligibility for the new supplement. So, even though it's automatic, keeping your record current ensures you get the full benefit without any errors or underpayments. Government's long-term plan for pensioners. Behind these immediate changes lies a bigger picture. Officials at the Department of Social Services, DSS, and Treasury have been working on a long-term pension strategy aimed at creating what they call a fair and flexible retirement framework. Here's what that means for you. Future pension increases will be scheduled every March and September, just like before, but now they'll be more closely tied to inflation trends instead of arbitrary adjustments. The supplemental payments, such as cost of living relief or energy top-ups, will be revisited quarterly so they can be raised quickly if living costs surge again. And most importantly, eligibility reviews will now happen automatically, meaning fewer people will fall through the cracks. So when you hear new payments begin from tomorrow, it's not just a one-time event. It's the start of a system designed to keep you financially secure for the months and years ahead. Centrelink has issued a clear statement reminding pensioners that you don't need to do anything to get the increase, but you should check your online statement within the next 48 hours. Your payment history section will show both the old rate and the new adjusted rate, making it easy to verify that everything has gone through correctly. If there's any issue, such as a payment delay, an incorrect amount, or a missing supplement, you can contact the Centrelink hotline or visit a service center in person. However, most adjustments are fully automatic and should require no manual action. Services Australia has also reassured seniors that no one will lose money due to the recalibration. Even if your payment rate is being adjusted due to changes in your declared income, the new thresholds will ensure you stay better off than before. If you're watching this right now, please remember, you are not alone. These updates are meant to support you, to ease the stress that comes with financial uncertainty. Whether you're a pensioner, a carer, or living with a disability, these increases acknowledge your contribution and dignity. Tomorrow's deposit may seem small, but it represents something much bigger. Recognition. Recognition that Australia's seniors deserve more respect and more support in real terms, not just words.